introduce Ms. Cousins. She's going to introduce our guest speakers today from Centier Bank. And we talked about money, and mentioned to you all yesterday, and I'm here to remain secular in a municipal setting. I'm not here to push any particular religion. But the Bible says the love of money is the root of all evil. Not money, but the love of money is the root of all evil. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, he said, money's amoral. It's neither bad or good. It depends on what you do with it. Money's like a brick. You can use a brick to build the mighty pyramid, or you can use a brick to bust someone's window out. It's the choice that you make with that brick. So money's like that. So I'm not here to tell you to love money, but you better respect it. I repeat, do not love money, but you better learn how to respect it. I will tell you until I'm blue in the face. They often say America's free, but nothing's free in America. From the mother's womb to the cemetery tomb, there's always a price tag associated with everything.
Oh, my goodness. Look, you guys, one of the things I like to discuss with interns when I have them is what is it that you need that I can provide for you? What kind of class can I give you? Sometimes I'll teach a class. Sometimes I'll ask somebody to come out. And so my two interns, I asked them, I said, what do you guys want to know a little bit more about? And they said financial literacy. And so there we have Centier Bank coming today. And I appreciate you guys for coming, right? No problem. The other thing is today we're going to talk a little bit about destiny too. Your destiny and understanding that you control it, and don't let anybody tell you you can't, or give you reasons why you can't, or try to dismember you in any kind of way, because all that power lies with you. And later on, we're going to show a video that kind of depicts that a little bit, all right? But right now, I'm going to introduce Centier Bank, Miss Lou, right? Yes. First, and Miss Gloria. All right.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I am Miss Lou, and I work at the Centier Bank at the Miller location. So today I basically want to know, I'm going to make you all interact with me. So I'm not going to sit up here and preach and teach and y'all sit up here and go to sleep on me. Not today. So I want a show of hands. How many of you all have a savings account or a checking account? All right, then, that's good. How many is it a savings account that your parents started for you? Okay. How many have a checking account that you started? Okay, good job, good job. That's good because you're already gaining the understanding of financial literacy. A lot of us start our kids out with a little junior savings account just to save some money for college because we have high aspirations for you and we want you to go off to school. So we start saving that money because you may not get that full ride scholarship, but even though you may get a full ride scholarship, there are still extra things that are not included in that full ride, like when you want to go to Pizza Hut, when you want to go to Subway. There are those things that's extra. So we want to teach you all about how to keep your money safe, how to do a little saving, and how to save for those rainy days. And when I mean rainy days, I'm talking about when them J's drop and you want to go get those shoes. I'm talking about when it's prom time and your dress is $798 or $1,300, or you want to rent a luxury car just to go to prom. I'm talking about those things because those are the things that you all are looking at right now outside of college and furthering your education through trade school and what have you. So we want to know, we want to teach you how to keep your money safe. We want to prevent you from being scammed because there are a lot of scams that are going on out there right now that old people and young people are falling prey to. So I just want to leave you with a little bit of knowledge to help you on your way.
Too much because Ms. Lou has touched on every topic that we came here to speak on. I just wanted to come up and just reiterate how important it is to have your checking and savings accounts. The last thing she was talking about was credit. It's important to have a checking and savings account when you go out to apply for credit, because one of the things that they ask you for is, do you have a checking account? Do you have a savings account? They want to know what your balances are in some instances. So that's another reason that it's important to have a checking and savings account. It's also very important to have it so when you come into paying your bills, how easy it is to make those payments. I pay my bills online. I use my debit card. So, I mean, rather than me doing it the old-fashioned way and writing a check and putting it in the snail mail, waiting for it to get there, and it probably get lost in the mail. So I pay my bills online. I do some shopping online, which makes it easier because I have a debit card. So those are the things you want to think about. And as she said, it's very important for the savings, you know, for future things that you want to do. If you want to buy a car, as she said, or get an apartment, things like that. So it's very important to have those savings accounts. And just put a little bit aside. Pay yourself 10% of what you're earning. So if your check is $300, put $30 in there. I have a thing that I'm doing. I call it my dollar challenge. So every payday, I started out with $1. The next payday, I put $2. The next payday, I put $3. The next payday, I put $4. And I keep doing that until I build it up. So that by the end of the year, I've saved maybe over $1,000 in my savings account. So that's another way that you can think about savings. And also about the investing, which are jobs. When you choose a job, I just told my son, excuse me, I don't know why I'm going through this little panic attack here, but I just told my son, he's a truck driver. He was driving for a company that didn't offer any benefits, no medical, no 401k, no insurance, none of that type of stuff. Now he's out in Iowa in orientation with a job that's offering him those things. You want to look for jobs that's offering you benefits like 401k, because that's an investment. So when you decide to leave that job, you got that money there that's saved for you for retirement. Think about when you get ready to retire. I'm 62 years old. I'm ready to retire. I can take my retirement and go relax somewhere. You know what I'm saying? But with a job with no 401k plans or no type of retirement plan, when you leave that job, you have nothing. So you put 20, 30 years in on a job that you don't have anything to show for it, unless you're doing your savings, but you can have your savings and you can have your 401k. So those are things that you want to look at as well. And then as far as I heard the gentleman mention bankruptcy. Bankruptcy is not a good thing, but it's not a bad thing. Because if you find yourself in a situation where, you know, your bills and things are overwhelming and they're more than what you're bringing in, and you're finding that you're paying your bills late, because that's going to affect your credit score as well. Whenever you're paying your bills late, they look at that. That's part of not just that score, but they want to see if you've established credit where you're paying on time. If you're not paying your bills on time, that's going to affect you. And it's times when you have to file bankruptcy. I filed bankruptcy before, and it was because I had to restart. I had to get myself back to a place where I can handle my bills. And depending on the type of bankruptcy you file, you can file a Chapter 7. With a Chapter 7, that's where you're paying your bills and to the bankruptcy court, and they're paying them all for you. Or you can file, or Chapter 11. You know, Chapter 11, I might be getting them too confused, but they pay all your bills off and you just start from the beginning. But it's going to cost you to file bankruptcy. It might cost you $2,000 to file a Chapter 11 versus $1,500 to file a Chapter 7.
Famous lawyer named Johnny Cochran. Johnny Cochran is famous for having represented O.J. Simpson. O.J. Simpson was acquitted for the killing of Nicole Brown Simpson and Ron Goldman back in 1995, before many of you were born. Then after that, he did a civil practice where he represented people that were in non-criminal cases. After he retired from the criminal law practice, he came to the civil law practice, and he was opening up offices all throughout the country. He opened up an office in Chicago. He announced it in March 2000. March 2000. So I had just finished up my first semester of law school. From August 99 to December 31st, 99. January, I'm starting my second semester of law school. So I put on a suit, the one that I own. I polished up my resume. I put my mom in the car so she can get a little air. And we drove over to Operation Push in Chicago on the South Side. That's where Jesse Jackson would have his Saturday meetings. So this particular Saturday, Johnny Cochran was the guest speaker. So I went up there and I was waiting in line. Then after he gave his speech, they went upstairs and had some cookies and punch. People were taking pictures with Johnny Cochran, shaking his hand, getting autographs, all that stuff. So I waited patiently in line. And as they said, his handlers, well, people said, okay, Mr. Cochran, we got to go. He was walking down this hallway, and I said, Mr. Cochran, I've been waiting to meet you. I chased him down. The security man said, no, you can't do that. I said, sir, I've been waiting to meet you. I'm from Gary, Indiana. My name is Trent McCain. I finished up my first semester of law school. I said, please, take my resume and read it on the plane. Just read it on the plane. That's all I ask of you. And he told the security, oh, let him give me his resume. So he did that. And I never heard back from Johnny Cochran. But I called that Chicago office every week for 1 year. 1 year. How many weeks in a year? 52. And you know why I called 52 weeks? They never said no. They just said, we got your message, we got your message. So March 2001, my brother and I are in Indianola, Mississippi during spring break, and I get a call saying, we would like for you to come in for an interview. And I said, do you need my resume? He said, no, we got plenty of copies of that. We don't need it. I came in for an interview in March 2001 and got a summer job with Johnny Cochran's office in Chicago that summer. And I said, they didn't let me in the door now. I worked my butt off that summer, just like you all have been working your butts off this summer. Put your best foot forward. After that summer, I said, they're going to offer me a job because I didn't have any other job offers. And I was about to graduate from law school in 1 year. And it's tough out there. I worked my butt off that summer. At the end of that summer, they said, Mr. McCain, we'd like to offer you a job. And my dream came true because